Hi guys, welcome to HR Fundas and I'm Disha. In today's video, we are going to discuss about some questions and their possible answers that you can face during your interviews if you are a fresher in the HR field or you're just starting or looking for a job in the field of HR. Okay, so how do you prepare for the interview? So I have a tip here for you. You can use this to remember how to prepare. And this is PAIR, pair. So now let's see what does pair stand for. Now P stands for position for which you are appearing. So it helps you to explain your profile in detail and how you are a good match for the given job description or the given job position. A stands for appearance. That means you need to dress to impress the interviewer. I stands for information that you need to gather about the job, company and the interviewer. And R stands for role playing. So you need to think of some various critical situations that arise in the company and how can you be a possible solution to those kind of situations. So let's discuss P, which is the position for which you are appearing. So depending on the profile, you have to gather more information and insights. If you are appearing for a recruitment executive position, then you need to list down all the activities from employer acquisition form that the manager needs to fill in to sourcing the candidates. What are the various sources of recruitments that you are going to follow? Then to selection of the candidate and the background check. So you should be fully aware of all these activities which happen in the recruitment process. Now, if it's for a generalist profile, then you should know how to maintain employee database, handle employee onboarding, manage employee files, or assist the HR manager in his day-to-day activities, or work on the data, or prepare reports. Also, find out what are the current PF and ESIC rates as they keep on changing. So before you appear for interview, make sure that you have these ready with you. Now, let's discuss A, which is appearance. So you should be able to present yourself professionally, invest in a decent formal attire, which should be ideally it should be a business suit irrespective of the gender, and also good shoes that go along with your business suit. Your appearance plays a major role in your selection, so make sure that you take an extra effort to look presentable. Also, check the dress code policy of the organization before you appear, because nowadays a lot of companies do not really want a formal dress code. So just make sure that you follow whatever the company is following. Check your pace of speaking as well as the tone of your voice. So you should neither be too slow nor too fast. Neither you should speak in a very high pitch or be too soft for the interviewer to understand what you are talking. Now the next one is I, which is information. So you need to gather a lot of information about the company, the job and the interviewer. So go through the company website, read about their business. If you are not able to understand, you can ask the HR person or the consultant who got in touch with you for this opportunity. Ask your other HR friends as to what do they actually do in their day-to-day routine. So it will give you a confidence of what you should speak in front of the interviewer and what kind of challenges do they face. So this will again help you in giving a proper reply to the interviewer. Now, R stands for role playing. So you have to think of all the critical situations. Now, as an executive or if you're a fresher, you're not really expected to be handling critical situations. However, they would want you to understand some bit of HR or day-to-day functioning. So if you talk to your colleagues or you talk to your seniors or your other friends, try to find out what kind of employee engagement activities are happening in their organization, which HR software do they use, how does that software work, what kind of reports can you generate from there, what kind of data is input into the software, what are the critical situations that they have handled. So even if you have never handled, but if you know these kind of situations and if you're asked a question, then you can always use these situations and you can base your answers on these questions. A lot of insights can be found on social media as well. So if you're connected with people in HR on LinkedIn or on WhatsApp groups or any other social media platform, please reach out to them. Try to understand, go through their posts if they're putting any posts online, or whichever way it's possible for you to connect with people and gather information, please do that. Now let's see some of the questions that you might be asked when you go for the interview. So the first one is the most common one, is tell me about yourself. Now when you are asked this question, it's not that the employer wants you to go through the resume. uh, Probably you can just give a brief snapshot of what you have done so far if you don't have experience at all. So you can just give them a brief of where are you from, why your current your qualification, whatever you have done so far, why did you choose HR, and what is it that you want to do. So these should be majorly about your professional life and not your personal life. Unless and until they ask you any family details, only then you should answer. Otherwise, you should not uh, elaborate too much on that. Make your introduction interesting. Again, work on your pitch, work on your voice modulation, and work on the words that you choose for yourself. It should not look like you have just written down something and you've crammed them up and now you're just speaking out whatever you have by hearted. Always have a smile on your face when you're talking. It should be a genuine smile, not a fake one. You should sound happy because nobody wants a sad person in the team or in the organization. And also add some hobbies or interesting things that you do while when you have time, because this is one question that will come up sooner or later during the interview. So just be prepared. Now, the next one can be why did you choose HR? So, if you've not already mentioned that in your first question, then you might be asked, why did you choose HR? They want to understand whether you have any intentions of being a successful HR or you just chose because you did not have any other option. So, let's see how can you answer this question. So you can say that employee related activities interest me. I feel that I can make a huge difference by making employees happy in their day-to-day lives. Now, how can you do that? So you are a people's person and you can anticipate what are the key concerns of the employees and give them solutions beforehand. So it saves everybody's time. So let's say you're already aware of certain problems that the employees face on a regular or a day-to-day basis. So you can come up with solutions for that. For example, if you see a lot of employees queuing outside for their leave balance, so maybe you can just make a chart and put it outside there where they can read. Or if you're managing a small team, maybe once in a month you can send out a mail with their leave balance. Or if you have a software, then it's great, then you can give them the login ID and password and they can log in and see it from there. So sometimes the employees just need a patient hearing and I can empathize with them and I will do whatever is in my capacity to solve their problem. So this will show them that you are really concerned about your job and your employees and you are willing to put in extra efforts to streamline things. I love to streamline things and make life simpler and easier. So there's nothing more that a manager would want if he hires somebody, so that he will also have some spare time to look at the bigger picture. I have strong work ethics, which are the key to this role. So irrespective of whichever job you go in for, work ethics are extremely important and they are a necessity for each and every job. Now the third one can be, what do you know about the HR profile? So depending on the kind of profile that you're appearing for, you can talk about things like recruitment and sources of recruitment. If it's only about recruitments, then you can tell them that you know what kind of recruitment should happen, what are the sources, what are the various steps of recruitments, how do you screen the resumes, how do you shortlist resumes, scheduling interviews, maintaining a database of all the resumes and candidates, then filing the resumes of all the candidates who have appeared for the interview so far, and maintaining the records. Now, if you're appearing for a generalist role, then maybe you can talk about the employee forms during onboarding, PF and ESIC calculations, employee engagement activities, full and final settlement, performance appraisal. So these are some of the key activities that are handled by the HR people. So you can talk about these kind of things, maybe one or two lines, that should suffice, and they will get an idea that yes, you maybe, even if you have not done, at least you're aware of these kind of processes in the HR department. Okay, now what are your salary expectations? So this is again a very, very important question, and it will come up. This is also a signal that maybe you have cleared the round and you are in the shortlisted pile of candidates, and maybe you will be contacted soon. Now, how do you answer this question? So just say as per the company standards. Now say that only if you are aware of what is the company willing to offer. Just don't go blindsided that whatever they have to offer, I will take it. If they insist, then you can mention a range, but that range should be at par with what the company can offer or what is the existing market rate. So for example, if an executive in your region gets somewhere between 10 to 11,000, don't say 15,000, don't say 20,000, because then for sure they will not consider you. Be flexible, because even if they offer you a little less, it's fine. uh, this is the time for you to get the job rather than focus just on the salary bit. Once you have the job, once you have experience, once you have learned a lot of things, then maybe you can get a raise sometime later in your career. If you're not okay with what they're offering, don't appear for the interview. So if you think that the position, what the salary that they have benchmark for the position is really low, then it's better to just say no initially only, rather than go and appear for the interview and then sit there and negotiate, because that might not happen. Now, the next question can be, why should we hire you? So, obviously, it is their decision, but they would want to know from you what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. So, be prepared for this question as well. So, how you can answer this is that you can list down all the jobs that you can do with little supervision. So it's important that you tell them that I don't really need too much of supervision. Why? Because I hold very high work ethics and work standards, and I am fully devoted to my job. So you can showcase your skills like you have attention to detail. So you thoroughly check your files before you send it across. You are a quick learner. So even if you make a mistake, you are able to learn and quickly implement. You honor the deadline, so you are completely aware how the corporate life is and how corporates function. Looking for new opportunities or additional tasks, which is something very, very important, because a lot of employees don't really want to take on additional responsibilities. So this is something that will set you apart. I'm good at prioritizing and multitasking. So you are well aware that this is something that needs to be done now, and this is most important right now. At the same time, you can handle multiple tasks, and so hence you need to prioritize and you need to divide things as per the deadlines. And I continuously learn and improve. So this is again very, very important for your professional life and professional growth. Now, there are certain things that you should know when you are appearing for an interview, or before you even appear for interview. You should know the MS Excel, Word, and PowerPoint, because these are very, very critical in your day-to-day working. So you should know the basic and advanced level commands like VLOOKUP, pivot table, sort, and filter, because there are a lot of reports that will have to be made. And if you are good at this, then automatically you will be a chosen one in your team, and you will get a lot of additional responsibilities, and you will shine in your department as well. You should be fluent in PowerPoint and Word documents, so your manager can give you additional responsibilities, and also you will learn how to make reports, which will be helpful for your career as well. Now, if any company has any specific software requirements, then you can speak to your friends and find out how it works. However, if you don't have any exposure, you can just say that I'm not really aware. However, since I'm a quick learner, I will be able to learn these kind of things. So I hope you will benefit from these tips and points, and you will be able to clear your interview well. And I wish you good luck. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.